Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in today's video, we are going to practice some of the important Cognizant GenC cluster 1, that is your Java multiple choice question. Cognizant has recently updated their exam pattern, and from now on you are also going to get your Java MCQs also. Okay, in your clusters, basically you have different clusters, right? Java, Python, C#. So in that you are going to get your cluster based multiple choice questions. So in this video we are going to practice a lot of questions which will be helpful for you, and by the end of this video I have one DIY question for all of you. Make sure to attempt that. And guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I regularly upload these kinds of helpful videos for all of you on daily basis on my channel. And guys, if you haven't checked the Cognizant prep playlist on my channel, make sure to check. So you will find a lot of actual questions from Cognizant technical assessment there. So let's get started with first question. So guys, let's look at the first question. Which of these is not a feature of Java? The options are object oriented, platform independent, compiled, and interpreted language. So guys, the correct answer for this one will be compiled. Okay, so Java is basically known for its object oriented, platform independent, and interpreted language, right? Compiled languages are directly converted into machine code, which is not a feature of Java. Okay, that is why the correct answer of this question is option number C. Moving on to the next question. The next question is, which component of Java is responsible for running the compiled Java bytecode? The options are JDK, JVM, JRE, and JIT. So guys, in this one the correct answer is going to be option number B, which is JVM. Now why option B? Because Java virtual machine is basically responsible for running the compiled Java bytecode. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. What is the purpose of path environment variable in Java? And we have four different options: to locate Java libraries, to store Java bytecode, to locate the Java compiler, and last option is to optimize Java code. The correct answer for this is going to be option C, that is to locate Java compiler. The path environment variable is basically used to locate the Java compiler and other Java tools in the system directories. That is why the correct answer is to locate the Java compiler. Next question that we have is, which feature of Java makes it possible to run a Java program on different platforms? The options are object oriented, platform independent, syntax, and memory management. So guys, the correct answer is option number B, which is platform independent. Okay. So Java's platform independent features means that a Java program can be run on different platforms without any modifications required. Okay. Let's now move on to the next question, which is, in Java, how should class names be written? Okay, and we have different options like camel case, snake case, Pascal case, and kebab case. So the correct answer for this one is going to be option number C, which is Pascal case. Okay, so class names in Java should follow the Pascal case convention. Okay, otherwise it might give an error if we use some other convention. Next question is, which of these is a single line comment in Java? Okay, we have the different options for comments given here. The correct answer for writing the way of writing a comment in Java is option number B. Okay, this is how we usually write a comment in Java. So single line comments, we also have a shortcut, okay, if you want to add a comment, you can use the command key control / okay. Then when you will when you will press this command key on any of the lines, it will automatically convert that code into a comment. And if you have to manually write a comment, you have to add these two slashes in front of the line. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Which data type would be best for storing person's age in Java? Okay, and we have different options: int, double, long, and byte. The correct answer is option number D, which is byte. Okay, the byte data type is sufficient to store a person's age as it covers the value from -128 to 127. Okay, so that is why out of these, byte would be sufficient to store a person's age. Next question that we have is, what is the default value of a Boolean variable in Java? The options that we have are true, false, 0, and null. So guys, the correct answer is option B, that is false. Okay, so the default value of a Boolean variable in Java is always false. Next question that we have is, what is the result of this operation in Java? Okay, if we write this, what it will result in? The options are 7, 7.9, 8, and then the last option is, will it give a syntax error or not? The correct answer for this question will be option number A, which is 7. Okay, basically what will happen is typecasting will happen, which will convert 7.9 to an int result in 7. Okay, as it truncates the decimal part. Okay, so that is why 7 will be correct. Basically we are using int, right? So int will do the type conversion or type casting, and it will convert 7.9 to 7. So the correct answer is option A. Moving on to the next question. Which keyword is used to define a constant variable in Java? The options are final, static, const, and immutable. The answer is option number A, which is final. Okay, so final is the keyword that we have to use, and basically final is the keyword that is used to define constant variables in Java if you have to define any constant. Okay, now next question is, what is the range of the short data type in Java? The options that we have is here, like from the option A is -32768 to 32767. Option B is -128 to 127. Option C is this value, and then option D is 0 to 65535. Now the correct answer for this question will be option A. Okay, because just in our previous question we have seen this one was for byte. Okay, and this is the one for short data type. Okay, moving on to the next question. The next question is, what will be the output of the following code snippet? And we have this code snippet given to us. We have to figure out of 10, 20, 30 and error, what will be the correct output of this question. So the correct output for this question will be option number C, which is 30. Okay, it is pretty basic. So A, we have the value as 10, B as the value 20. When we will do sum of 10 plus 20, it will give the answer as 30, and it will print it on the screen. Moving on to the next question. Identified the output of this code. Again, we have output based question, and the options that are given to us is true, false, error, and null. The question is boolean is Java func. Okay, and then it is assigned true value initially, and then we are printing not of is Java func. So basically not will, what it will do, it will do the negation. Okay, and then the correct answer will be option B. Okay, so it will give false as the output. Okay, so the correct answer will be false. Next question is, what does the following Java code print? Okay, and we have this code given to us, that is int x equals to 5, y equals to x plus plus, and then we have to print the value of y. The options are given to us as 5, 6, syntax error, and none. So guys, the correct answer for this question will be option number A, which is 5. Okay. The post increment operator basically first assigns the like x to y, and then it will increment it. So that is why when we will print the value, we will get the value as 5 only, because the output the value will be updated later. Okay. Next question that we have is again based on output. Okay, we have the code given here, and we have the options as greater, lesser, error, and no output. Let's try to figure out. Let's see what is the code given to us. So set x equals to 10. If 10 is greater than 5, then we have to print greater, else we have to print lesser. So the condition check will be something like this. Is this true? Yes, it is true. Then we have to print this. Okay. So that is why the correct answer will be option A, which is greater. Moving on to the next question, which is evaluate the pseudocode. Okay. So we have this pseudocode given, and we have to find out what it will evaluate. Okay, basically. So we have set A is equals to 3, and then we have set B is equals to 4, and then we are doing print A into B, which will do 3 into 4, which is equals to 12. Okay, so the correct answer will be option B. Moving on to the next question now. Again, output based question. We have the options as even, odd, error, and no output. Let's understand the question or the code that is given to us. See, set num is equals to 8. If num mod 2 is equals to 0, what this will do? Basically, it will check if 8 mod 2. Now, what is mod? Okay, basically. Okay, it is checking this condition. Now, for those of you who don't know what is mod, so basically, when we do 2 divided by 8, which will be like 4, okay, the remainder that we get, okay, is what is evaluated here. So 2 mod 4 is 0, right? The remainder that we get on dividing 8 by 2 is 0, right? So this condition will be true, so it will print even. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be option A, which is even. Moving on to the next question now. Identify the error in this code. So we have like a code, and we have to find out what is the exact error over here. The options that is given to us are array index out of bound, option B is incorrect array declaration, option C is no error, and option D is syntax error. So the code that is given to us is we have int nums, okay, and then it has new int 2, it is the size of the array, and then we are storing 1, 2, and 3 at different indexes, which is at 0, 1, and 2. Okay, basically the error here is an array index out of bound. Since the array is of size 2, bounds, it is of size 2, right? We have created the array given here as it is of size 2, but the code attempts to access the third element. So that is why it will give you an array index out of bound error. Okay. So that is why the correct answer for this question is option number A. Moving on to the next question. Spot the mistake in this code snippet. Okay, now we again have a code snippet and we have to figure out if there is any error or not. Okay, and if there is any error, what is the exact error? The options that we have is infinite loop, syntax error, no error, and prints. See, we have I equals to 0 and we are checking if I is less than 10, then we have to do the increment of I. So what will happen initially? I is 0. Okay, so it will check 0 less than 10. Yes, it is true. So it will update the I value to 1. In this way, it will keep on doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then till 10. As soon as it reaches 10, the condition is not true. So it will come out of the while loop and it will just simply print the value, right? That is 10 at that moment. So basically what's happening over here is that there is no infinite loop for sure, and as such we have not even seen any syntax error also. So what we can say for this question is there is no error in this question. That is why the correct answer for this one will be option number C. Moving on to the next question. Which control structure is used to execute a block of code multiple times? And we have the options as if, switch case, for, and try catch. So the correct answer for this case question will be option number C, which is for. Okay. Basically, the for control structure is used for repeating a block of code a known number of times. Okay, so we know that we have to repeat a particular loop a given number of times. Then in that case, we make use of for loop. Moving on to the next question. What will be the output of the following code snippet? Okay, we have again a code snippet. We have to figure out the output. The options are given to us as true, false, error, and no output. Let's understand what is the code. If false, then this will be printed, and else otherwise this will be printed. Basically, false means this won't enter into this code loop. It will directly print whatever is mentioned in the else. Okay, so in else what is mentioned? False, right? So let's see if we have false as the option. Yes, option B is false. So that is why this is only the correct answer for this question. Moving on to the next question. In a switch case statement, what is the role of break keyword? Okay, and we have the options as to pause the execution, to terminate the pause block, case block, to skip the next case, and to repeat the case block. Okay, and what was the switch case is the statement we have to tell. Basically in switch case where break keyword is used. Okay, so basically break means what? That it will terminate the case block, so it will come out of it. So that is why the correct answer will be option number B. Okay, correct answer is option number B, which is to terminate the case block. Moving on to the next question. What is the difference between while and do while loops in Java? The options that are given to us is syntax only. The do while loop executes at least one. Option C is execution speed, and option D is no difference. So guys, the correct answer is the do while loop executes at least one. So if you have noticed the syntax of do while loop, it is something like this. Okay, that first of all do block is written, and then after that while condition is written, which means whatever is written in this block of code will be executed at least once, and then the condition check that is written inside the while will happen, and then it will see if the condition passes, then it will do again implement whatever the code is written in do, otherwise it will not implement, which means that the do while loop executes at least once irrespective of the condition succeeds or fails. Moving on to the next question. Which keyword is used to exit a loop prematurely in Java? The options that are given to us is break, continue, exit, and stop. Okay, so the correct answer in this case will be option number A, which is break. Okay, so if you have to exit a loop prematurely, then you have to use break. Next question that we have is what will the following loop print? Okay, so it is kind of an output based question. So let's see, we have different options given to us. See, if false, then this, then else, then this. Okay, basically guys, the question I have taken wrong. Okay, so we will just move on to the next question, or let me take the correct code. Okay, and then we will figure it out. Int I equals to 0, I is less than 3, and I plus plus. Okay, this is the code, and then here we have system.out.print I. Okay, now we have to figure out what this loop will basically print. Okay, this is wrong example. This is the correct code snippet, out of which we have to figure out what will be the output. See what is happening initially. I value is 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. So I is 0, so it will print 0. Okay, then again when the condition check will happen, I will be incremented to 1, and then condition check is done that 1 is less than 3, it is true, so it will again print 1. Then again I is incremented to 2, so it will check 2 is less than 3. Yes, it is, so 2 will also be printed. Then again the I value will be incremented to 3, but here it will fail because 3 less than 3 is false, and it won't execute this piece of code. So the correct output finally will be 0, 1, 2, which is option number A. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question, which is what will be the output of this code. So we have again a code and we have to figure out what will be the output in this case. Okay. See, initially the x value is 1 and we have a while loop that is running over here. So we will check if 1 is less than 4. Yes, it is. So initially 1 will be printed. Then 1 is the x value is incremented. So a new x value is 2. So 2 less than 4 will be checked. So again 2 will be printed. This condition is true. 2 less than 4. Okay. So we will print 2. Again x value will be incremented to 3 and it will be checked 3 less than 4. Yes, so it will be true. Then again x value will be incremented to 4. But this time this will fail and it will come out of the loop. So the final output that we will get is 1, 2 and 3, which is our option number A. Moving on to the next question now. What will this pseudocode output? Okay, we have a pseudocode that is given to us and we have to figure out what this will output. Okay, see, we have the count as 5 initially and we are writing do print count and then countdown count. So what it will basically do is it will count, okay, from 5 till 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in this way. So the correct answer for this question will be option number A, which is 5, 4, 3, 2 and then 1. Okay, basically pseudocode represents that we have to do the countdown from 5 till 1. Okay, moving on to the next question now. We have to analyze this pseudocode. Okay, again we have a pseudocode and we have to figure out what this will print. So we have the set num value as 0 and we are checking if num is less than or equals to 5, and then we are doing one more if condition check. If num mod 2 is equals to 0, then we have to print num, and if increment num. Okay, see, initially num value is 0, so we will pass this condition and then we will come to this condition. So 0 mod 2 equals to 0, then we have to print num. So this is also true. So initially we will print 0. Okay, then we will increment num value, which will be 1. So num is less than or equals to 5. This is true, but this won't be satisfied because 1 mod 2 is not equals to 0. Okay, so we will not print num in this case. We will again increment the value to 2. It will again enter the while loop and it will check 2 mod 2 is equals to 0. Yes, it will be true. So we will print 2. Again, we will increment num value and then it will be 3 this time. So 3 will not be printed because 3 mod 2 is not 0. So we will just again increment the value of 3 to 4. Okay, num to 4. So now the new value of num is 4 and 4 is also less than or equal to 5. This condition is true. We will enter the while loop. We will check 4 mod 2 equals to 0. Yes, it is. We will print 4. Next we will increment the value to 5 and then 5 mod 5 is less than or equals to 5, which is correct. So what we will do, we will enter the while loop and then we will check this 5 mod 2 is not 0, so we will not print 5 and we will increment the value to 6. So 6 is less than or equals to 5. No, it is not. So we will just end the while loop over here itself and the final output that we will be getting is 0, 2 and 4. So the correct answer will be option number A. Moving on to the next question, which is identify the error that we have in this code. Okay, so let's understand. Basically we have the code as for int I equals to 0, I is less than or equals to 5 and I plus plus, and then we are printing I, and then we are also printing I basically outside also. Okay, so basically there will be an error that we will be getting. Okay, in this line basically what will be the error? Let's see the options. Syntax error outside loop, no error, variable I not accessible outside loop, and infinite loop. So guys, the error that we will be getting is this one, that is variable I is not accessible outside the loop. Basically we can use access this I inside the loop, but we cannot access outside it. So that is what the error that we are going to get. Okay, the final question that we have over here is spot the mistake. We have a code given to us. Let me read out the code for you. Int count equals to 0 while counter less than int counter equals to 0 while counter is less than 5, counter plus plus, and then we have system.out.println count and then the counter value. Now basically guys, this is a DIY question. DIY as in homework question. I will not be solving this for you. You have to solve this on your own and you have to write down the answer of it in the comment section. I will be checking all the comments. Okay, if you have watched the video so far till here, I would highly request you that please comment down the answer whatever you feel like. Don't think that others have commented, so why should I comment? It really motivates me if you comment down. I will be telling you in the comments itself by replying to your comment whether your answer was correct or not. You have the options given here on the screen. So that's all for today guys. I hope you found the video helpful. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Make sure to join me on Telegram and Instagram as well. You can ask your queries in the Instagram DM as well, and if you need any content, you can request it on our Telegram channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet to receive all the latest regular updates. I regularly post off-campus drives and preparation related videos for placements on my channel. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching the video.